So I've had a couple of people ask me to see what my shop looks like, and so I thought I'd make a video of that. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube, people taking tours of their shops, and I find it really interesting to see, get some other ideas. So anyways, my shop is a garage, and we were lucky enough that when we moved into this place, I could gut it out completely and start with a blank slate and set it up however I wanted to. And I really like working in a garage because I can open this door up, and I leave it open almost all the time because it lets in all this light, and it gives me access to this outside area. There's my cat, that's Kitty. And so this outside area is great to work on because I can cut large sheet goods out here, set up a couple sawhorses, and even use my truck as a workbench from time to time. Anyways, so moving on in, like I said, I really wanted to set this up and really plan what I was going to do before I started building anything. And I think I've made it a pretty efficient workspace. I cut the hole in the wall, dropped the window in to allow a little extra light to come in. One of the first things I did was add this enormous workbench in the center. This is a 4x8 island, and I really like it. I just used 3/4 inch plywood, 2 pieces of it just laminated together, and it makes a really nice work surface. And I like the size because I can work on it from all sides, and it's a great assembly table, a great place to collect a lot of junk when I'm working on projects, and of course to hold some of my benchtop tools. The walls in my shop, I also put those in using OSB, and I really like that because I wanted to be able to just drive nails wherever I wanted to hang something on the wall, and that works out really well. I really like that. Another thing I did in this shop is when I set it up is I put in outlets on every other stud, so I never have to reach really far to find an outlet to plug something in. They're always really, really handy. On this side of the shop, I've I installed drywall because I kind of figured this would be more of the wet area or the finishing area. It's sort of turned out that way, but I've also had to put some tools in here. So anyways, let me get started, and I'll just take you around in detail. One of the things you'll notice about my shop is that I like to keep it really clean. I think I probably spend most of my time, if I'm not sanding something, I'm probably cleaning something. Woodworking amounts to the rest of all that time. So anyways, I just can't work if the place is a mess. So I really try to keep it tidy, and it just makes for a real pleasant work experience. So anyways, the heart of any shop is its table saw. And here is my clunky table saw, and it's not even really a table saw, it's just a contractor saw, but I've kind of turned it into a table saw, and I really don't like it. I wish I had a really decent table saw because I use it all the time, but with making a few jigs here and there and kind of tweaking it and understanding my saw, I can work with it and make some pretty decent projects with it. Over here I've got my bandsaw, and I set it up just right out here by the garage door, so it'll fall right next to it, and I have good access to it. And I use the bandsaw a lot. I like to keep it really really active, and I've got the cord, which of course I can plug into one of those mini outlets that I have every which way. And right here is a jointer I picked up from a guy up in Napa who was retiring, who ran his shop, and he sold this to me for about $100 or something, but it was pretty rusty, but it's a pretty good joiner. I really don't use it as often as I probably should. It still needs a little bit more work to it, but if you want to pick up tools, look on Craigslist. There's usually something something decent you can pick up there. So around here I've got just junk hanging on the walls, And of course my router table. One of these days I'll get around to making a proper router table, but I've got a store-bought Sears Craftsman router table, and it's sitting on one of their little foldable workbenches that Black & Decker makes. So Workmate it's called. And you know, for now it works. It's not the best, but gets the job done. And of course I keep my shop vac handy. Like I said, I'm kind of nutty about that. I like to keep everything clean, so I use that a lot. And on this workbench, the only tool that I have is my drill press. And if you're going to use a drill press, you really need to make a table for it. And they're not too difficult to make. I made one that has you know, a sliding fence on it, so it's completely adjustable. And I really don't know why drill presses come with those little round tables on them that are pretty much useless. One of the things I knew I wanted right away when I built this shop was a lot of light. And you can see it's pretty light, but I also installed a bunch of lights in it. And so I've got 3 switches here that control this large double tube 8-foot fluorescent light. That gives off a lot of light, and that's on all the time. And actually the light from the garage door opener is great too, because it provides light straight down on my island workbench. And on this side where my lathe is, I've also installed a fluorescent light. It's just a 4-foot fluorescent fixture up there, and that works out really nice. And I've got a second switch over here where I can shut it off. And I've got a switch over here that I use to turn on the light up in the loft area. I really wish there was a better way I could get up to that loft area rather than having to get a ladder every time I want to get up there. But you know, most of the stuff up there I don't use that often. I've got a bunch of pieces of wood, you know, I picked up here and there. Look on Craigslist. Always look on Craigslist. There's always somebody giving away wood, and so it's a great place to pick up wood. Here's another light over here. I wanted this so that I would have light for my router and drill press. Built this workbench and set up this area as a kind of a small assembly area and a place to set things. And up here I have power hand tools and some oak shelves that I made, and it's a pretty efficient way. I like to have them really handy. I don't want to have to open doors to get to them. And I've got my library of woodworking books and whatnot, and probably a little bit of a mess there. Some odds and ends over here, and I keep all of my instruction manuals for everything in here. I like to have those handy because, you know, there comes a time when you need to change out a planer blade and you really forget how to do that, so it's a good thing to have those handy. And I've got a little light here. When I'm working on small things, I like to be able to sit down here and work on it. I keep my cabinet scraper handy. I use that quite a bit. It's a great little tool. It's just, you know, just a piece of metal, but oh boy, that is really great for smoothing out wood. And let's see, I've got radio up there. My clamps, I keep them over here, and I've also hung more of them up here on just a piece of PVC that I've got tied to a rafter up there, along with a whole bunch of extension cords. Usually I use those at Christmas time, although this year I don't think I'm going to be putting up a lot of lights. So, oh, and I really like this. This was one of the first things I made was this tool hutch. I got this idea from Norm Abram. I think it was on his website. He may have built a hutch like this, and it's really a great thing to have. It's little bitty pigeonholes and adjustable shelves. I can put all of my hand tools on there, places for boxes of screws and nuts and whatnot. And of course that all sits on another workbench. And you know, I like to sit here and use this workbench for also assembling small projects from time to time.